Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are checking out the latest update to the Baron G-58 Realism mod. Check this thing out, guys. It is pretty impressive. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, so once again, this is our second time flying this particular aircraft. Let's just check out the latest changelog, guys. It's pretty impressive here. Now, I would recommend pausing and just reading through this or checking out the link in the description below. This thing is absolutely outstanding. Now, again, I'm not a real world Baron G-58 pilot, but I have flown the G-58 lots of times in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I was looking to make a guide at one point, and then just all of the numbers, all the performance features, everything was just so wrong with it that I couldn't complete it. I couldn't, it would just be guessing games what I was doing. It didn't matter how heavy I was, whatnot, that it always took off at the same speed. It was just, anyway, I digress. So check out all of this, guys. We're going to take the aircraft for a flight. We're going to see what it's about. We're up here in Sedona. We're going to go tool around the Sedona area and then just sort of do some sightseeing and then come back in and bring it in for a landing. So I hope you guys enjoy this flight. At the very least, it's a beautifully fun aircraft to fly. But let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, so one of the first things that the developer did is change the camera view to be more authentic to the real field of view from a, average man heights, kind of perspective here. So let's go ahead and get the aircraft started up. I'm going to get the head tracker turned on if I can remember what I did with it. That way we can get things rolling here pretty fast. Like I said, just a quick flight. We're not going to do anything too crazy. Just something a little bit more fun. Mix it up a little bit, All right, so let's just do a quick controls check, make sure everything's working. We have our prop, rudder pedals are responding. Mixture's responding. Mixture, we're probably going to need to pull that back. We're not going to be, we're up pretty high here. All right, so let's get those cowl flaps open. Let's get the fuel tanks turned on here. Very good. I'm going to clear the yoke here for just a second. I know a lot of you guys like to see that on, so I will bring it back. Let's do left battery, right battery. And let's see here. Let's wait for the Garmin to come on here. I'm going to turn on the left and right boost pumps. We're going to wait for the fuel flow to peak. There we go. Fuel flow has peaked. Bring them back. Turn the boost pumps off now. Landing gear is down, secure. Parking brake is set. 3 green on the landing gear. Let's do beacon light and nav lights. Get those up and running here. And let's see here. Just doing a quick check, making sure I'm not missing anything. We already opened the cowl flaps. We got our fuel on. Props are full forward. Throttle is cracked. Mixture. Let's do full rich for engine start. Then we'll lean it out. All right, and let's get the left engine going here. Clear prop. Good start on 1. So much for clear prop there, Fred. What are you doing right there? You're going to get hit by the wing. I have to tell this guy every single time he's around the aircraft. I don't understand what his deal is. All right. Avionics master switch comes to the on position. I forgot to turn on the left and right alternator. That was a fail. So much for that checklist there, Ace. All right. And that's me I'm yelling at, by the way. Let's set our barometric pressure to altitude here. Let's turn the Garmin on. Again, we're just doing a nice VFR flight, nothing too crazy today. But speaking of the VFR flight, let's check our transponder. We're going to go ahead and set that on. We're already set to 1200. And let's go ahead and also turn on the pitot heater. And get down there a little bit. Taxi light can go ahead and come on. We're going to get rolling pretty quick. Let's lean the mixture out now. See if this actually is working on this aircraft. All right, let's see here. We got RPMs, manifold pressure, what I was looking for. Oh, exhaust. Let's see if it's going to work. Yep, beautiful. Watching those RPMs climb. And now that we've got it mixed back a little bit, I'm going to make sure I keep my foot on the brake anyway, even though the parking brake's still set, and we're going to add that power in. Get up to about 2,000 RPMs. Looks good. All right, let's pull those throttles back. Okay. So, let me center my camera here. Whoa, what did I do? Oh, I zoomed in. That's right. I messed up that wonderful default view. Alrighty. Let's release the parking brake. And the only thing that I need to do is get our meter information, unless you guys can see a wind sock. Because I'm not 100% sure where our wind is coming from today. All right, I'm going to cheat. I think we have a windsock right down here at the end of the runway of memory service. Yep, there it is. Okay. I told you I was going to cheat. So we're taking off from down over there. Let's add some power in. Fred, you really need to move. Warned you. This cluster, dude. All right, I need to turn my ground traffic on. It is ridiculous. Look at this. Got pickup trucks coming down the taxiway, service trucks stacking up on top of each other. Like, I feel like this is something that should be able to be adjusted. Whoa, taxiing like a rocket. And he adjusted a lot, guys. So propellers are more efficient, cruise speed should be more efficient, climb out and acceleration should be more efficient. We should notice a pretty significant difference in performance of the aircraft based on the changes that have been made up there. Nose wheel steering was increased, so we have better nose wheel control down on the ground. Well, at least that's a vehicle that you'd expect to see. Whoo, done. He's out of there. Knocked off the freaking cart. Struck the ball girl, knocked her cold. By the way, today's game is brought to you by Props, if you can name the movie. 2 on and 2 ons. Bynes is up again. Boom! Foul down the right field line. It struck the ball girl, knocked her cold. That boy's absorbed a lot of voltage. Name the movie, guys. All right, let's see here. Maybe we'll fly it over to Flagstaff. We could do that. That'd be kind of fun too. Let's do that. We'll come out, depart, do a quick circle around Sedona, and then turn her towards Flagstaff, which will be right over those mountains. A little short jump and a hop. Short skip, jump and a hop. Whatever the hell it is. You guys know what I'm trying to say. All right, let's lock it down here for just a second here. We're on the brakes. Flaps 1 coming in. Releasing that again, and let's find... I gotta remember which one the landing lights are. There is left and right landing lights. All right, I think we're good. Oh, and the strobe light. There we go. All right, coming on. Adding that power in. Come on, you beautiful Baron, you. I'm so excited that he's working on this. This is such a fun aircraft in general. I love twin engine aircrafts to begin with. There's just something about a twin. When I finally get around to getting my pilot's license, I definitely want to get my twin engine rating. All right, lined up there, and let's get out of here. Listen to those props sing. Airspeed is alive. Flight path indicators now on the board. We have 50 knots. We have 60 knots, looking for approximately 74 knots for rotation. There she goes. Let's try to maintain that runway heading a little bit. We got a good rate of climb here. Let's go ahead and get that landing gear rolling up. 100 knots, flaps 1 coming up. And look at that beauty sing. 10 degrees climb out, maintaining 115 knots here at already 5,000 feet elevation. That is what we want to see. This little bird is just screaming to the sky. Let's keep it relatively low so we can get some good scenery going on here. Let's pull some power back. Get about 2,100 there on the RPMs, and let's pull the mixture back. Oh, not the mixture back. Wrong one. The prop back. Start turning around here. Looking for about 2,300. 2200 I'll be happy with. Yeah, let's check that mixture, see how we're doing here. Pull it back just a hair, not much. And let's enjoy the scenery here. Look at the beautiful red rock we have out here in Sedona, Arizona. I love it. Went out there with my family a few years ago now. It's been a while now. But when I was a young boy, I actually got to do a helicopter ride out here, which was pretty freaking awesome. I know I'm still climbing. I just want to get a little bit more distance between us and that mountain below us. But anyway, there we go. It was such a very awesome experience being up here. It's turned into more of a tourist attraction now. Unfortunately, it's lost a lot of its pizzazz. I'm not going to lie. In my opinion. In my opinion. That is obviously all relative. But it used to be a really cool, quiet place to just sort of go escape on the weekends. And that sand, they actually use it to dye a bunch of their clothing and sandals and shoes and things like that. Let's pull those RPMs back just a hair more. Cruising about 160 knots now. Absolutely fantastic cruise speed. And the reason why I'm super excited about this is that this is actually, we're getting ready to bring NeoFly back to the channel. Been a minute. And I think I've got things ironed out where I'm comfortable enough. Let's go ahead and continue to climb. Let's add some more power back in now as I just reduced it. And bring the prop back in. Just make sure we get over those mountains nice and clear. But anyway, getting ready to bring NeoFly back to the table here. When we bring NeoFly back, I think I'd like to pick up the Baron. I think that'd be a fun airplane. Feel pretty confident that I've got the Mooney narrowed down. I'd love to see someone do a realism mod of the Mooney. I'm sure that it has plenty of features that can be adjusted for realism. There we go. Look at that. What a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning for a flight and a beautiful aircraft. Watching that mixture a little bit. I don't think the prop sync actually works in this aircraft. Nope, non-functional. But we can close the cowl flaps now. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So when we took that helicopter ride, they actually took us back around. I'm pointing to the screen like you guys can see me, but they took us down into that canyon down over there, up against the mountain face here. We flew through a bunch of these canyons that we're flying over right now. Really freaking cool. Like, it was creepy kind of as a little kid. I think I was, gosh, I must have been, I don't know, maybe 10, somewhere around there. But maybe a little older than that. But it was kind of eerie at times when we get the helicopter through there. He got close. Like, it was like one of those like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's a mountain. Okay, we can move now. But all right, I think we're good here. I don't think we have any obstacle concerns here. Pull that RPM back off. Or prop. Yeah, RPM. I was right. Whenever I'm saying it out loud, I confuse myself between the difference of RPM and manifold pressure. Like, I know what the difference is, but I always tend to say the opposite. When I say I'm pulling the RPM back, 9 times out of 10, I'm actually pulling the throttle back, which is pulling the manifold pressure back. I don't know. Nobody's perfect all of the time. Thank you, folks. I'll be here all week long. I hope you enjoy my beautiful singing voice. Gorgeous, gorgeous part of town. Part of the state, I should say. I just love it up here. Northern Arizona is gorgeous. It's a stunning place to be. We're flying all manual today, which explains the bad flying. You guys are like, yeah, we know. It shows. All right, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Nope. Ah, damn it, going the wrong way. All right, you're scaring me. Stop doing that. kidding me? Huh. It's actually over here. I guess I turned further off than I thought we did. I thought I still had a little bit longer to go, but apparently not. Beautiful. So green. I guess that makes sense. It's really not far from Sedona. I think I sort of overdid it there on myself. Tricked myself into thinking it was further than it was. Definitely a major performance increase in the aircraft compared to the default. And you're definitely feeling much more of the control surfaces. You're feeling that deflection of the wing. You're feeling the deflection of flaps and the vertical stabilizer. Definitely a major difference. This guy's doing, this developer's doing a fantastic job with this aircraft. It's like night and day. So earlier this morning, this is very late at night here for me, but this morning I was tooling around with it without the mod, just sort of flying it again, you know. Did the same thing. I did some touch and goes in Tucson, sort of messed around a little bit, and then came back to the mod tonight with you guys here, and yeah, there's a major difference. Big difference in performance, both of the prop, the engine, the RPMs, its taxi, or ground handling in general, I should say. Like I said, wind deflection on the surfaces of the aircraft, you can feel what it's doing more and more. Drag is increased on the respective surfaces where drag should be. He also includes a PDF copy of the pilot's operational handbook, so make sure you guys take a look through that too if you want to compare numbers and things. That's pretty. What's that? A nice pretty lake out over there. We can deviate for a second. Let's go check out the lake. I'm running a little low on the power. I could probably bump it up a little bit, increase our cruise speed, but honestly, I'm sort of content. Fuel flow, I believe, was the way to manage fuel flow, I believe he said, was adjusted, made correct. I have to dive further into that again. So because of this, now I'm going to start really studying the POH again. Really start diving the aircraft down. Center of gravity has also been adjusted on the aircraft, guys. The center of gravity and the distribution of weight is more accurate to what you would expect to see again in a real aircraft. He's done a number. Really done a number. Anybody want to go fishing? I'll meet you guys here. This would be a beautiful place to fish. Wouldn't it? Even just a camp right there. Bring like the X Cub down and land it right there, right on that beach line right there. Still close enough to population if something goes really wrong. How are we looking here? Oh, climb much? Actually, I do need to climb a little bit for the approach. There it is right there. Alright, so we're going to go prop back to full. Start pulling some manifold pressure off though. Might be a little early for prop to full. Let's pull that prop back. Let's keep the manifold pressure up at about 18. Let's reset our barometric pressure, make sure we're on point here. Airspeed 139 knots, go flaps 1. We are still running a little fast here. So bumpy right now. Kind of a cockeyed approach. Watch out for those wind turbines. Those are actually on the chart for out here too. There's 100 knots. Go ahead and drop that gear. Go flaps full. About 85 knots on the approach. Go down about 80 knots. Bring that power back in on the engines. Letting those props come back to full now. Chew it. Maintaining a nice descent rate. This is awesome. Completely different experience from what I was landing this morning. Like, I'm really sort of having to manage pitch at the same tone. At the same time, I'm having a much easier time managing the aircraft. Yeah, buddy. A little high. Not too bad. Not too bad. A little high. There we go. Actually, I'm pretty proud of that. That was a pretty good turn in my opinion. Better than what I normally do. Let's get on track for our... I aimed for the threshold of the runway, which in this particular case was a no-no, so that's sort of what threw me off. Alright, let's stick it on the number. Stick it on the number. Almost. I think I flew just slightly past it. Good roll. I like the roll rate. Start bringing those brakes in. Flaps coming up. What a fantastic experience, guys. This thing is so much fun to fly now. Such a drastic experience change. All right, off the runway. Let's lock her down for a second. Let's get those landing lights turned off. Let's get that strobe light turned off. Come on. And let's go ahead and power forward a little bit. Beautiful. What a fun flight. That was a really good time, you guys. So chill, so relaxing, and yet the aircraft performed so differently than anything that I've previously encountered with this particular aircraft. It's really nice to see it coming alive. Cruise speed saw a pretty significant increase based on the prop performance without having to drive it to the firewall all day long. Oh, look, a Toyota pickup truck. I need to remember to turn that damn ground crew off. Or ground vehicles off. Let's just park it. Oops, missed my turn off. Alright, and let's see here. There we go. Full left rudder. Oh yeah, major difference in the nose wheel steering. Major difference. That's max nose wheel. I like it. Alright, well, let's secure that parking brake. Here we go. Turn that taxi light off. Let's see here. Let's do, what am I missing? Pitot heat. There we go. Transponder. Back to standby. Magneto's off. Nav light and the beacon light can come off. Avionics master can come off. Secure the fuel valves. Alternator, alternator, battery, and battery. And that is it, guys. That is our beautiful flight in the Baron. This was a ton of fun, guys. I really, really recommend you guys give this a shot. This developer has done a wonderful job. I am so awesomely impressed by this. Very, very grateful. So as always, guys, let me know what you think down below, and have a wonderful weekend. You guys will definitely be hearing from me over the weekend. But just in case you guys miss any of the content, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.